I refrained from telling who?
The Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites.
That I was a son of Jacob, a great man and a mighty.
Because the Israelites know who Jacob is. They knew who Jacob's son was.
Yeah, but we have a bad habit. What he's saying, that's a powerful lesson, because many people might be chaste. You know, say for instance, they can restrain themselves. They do fasting and praying. They do many of these things. But the opportunity to brag comes before you every day on a social media platform. He said he didn't even lift up about who he was according to his father, Jacob, a great mighty man. I didn't even do that because it's still he said I refrained from telling it. A lot of times we have a problem of refraining from telling anything. We put all our business out on the street. We're bragging about our babies. We're bragging about, it's always something high and lifted up. I'm better than you, that presents a spirit of competition and a disgrace and something dishonorable in the sight of the Most High.
Exactly.
Verse 11, chapter 11, do ye also, my children, have the fear of the Most High in all your works.
Brothers and sisters, look, we're in the Pseudeographica. We're reading the Testament of Joseph and the prophets in chapter 11, right?
Do ye also, my children, have the fear of the Most High in all your works before your eyes, and honor your brethren. For everyone who doeth the law of the Most High shall be loved by him. And when I came to the Indo-Colopia with the Ishmaelites, they asked me, saying, Art thou a slave?
Art thou a slave?
And I said that I was a homeborn slave.
The scriptures say, is Israel a homeborn slave? He said, what did Joseph say?
He said, I said that I was a homeborn slave, that I might not put my brethren to shame. And the eldest of them said unto, and he said, if I had told them that my own brothers put me in there, that would have brought shame to them. Not me telling on them. It's bringing shame to them. You expose your brother's sin, just like when who was that, Ham exposed his father's nakedness. It's the same concept. These things are these are lifetime. I don't care if you go from English, Hebrew, Greek, whatever, wherever you're going, from generation to generation. This is a lifetime lesson. That I might not put my brethren to shame.
Honor does mean something.
It's everything.
Honor is how we treat our women, brothers and sisters. Honor is how we treat our children. Honor is how we perform at our jobs. We have to walk in honor. We look at some of the ways that the Japhetic people, the Chinese people, hold up their honor, and they have a big thing about that, Japanese and all that, right? We're honorable people. They got that from us. The Most High instilled that in us.
And you know, we was just not to take us off, but to really kind of stay in the line of that, it was a testimony that we heard from one of the callers on a broadcast we were listening to with GOCC, and it was Ask the Elders, and he just had a comment about he wanted to bring it to the attention. He said, we talk about how can we point the finger at the other races and things like that, when he was watching a video of a mother and a daughter fighting, or somebody was fighting, and they had defiled the mother and the daughter, or the girls was fighting, and to the point where they stripped their clothes off and they just out there fighting. And they said the men stood there. Nobody thought to cover them up, to stop them, to do anything. So when we talk about honor, if you have that honor in your household, that should carry out throughout the tribe or the community, and it's just at a loss. We see crazy fights on YouTube, people disgracing themselves, no honor in it at all, dishonoring one another. So don't worry about what the white man is doing to you. What are we doing to ourselves?
That's powerful. What are we doing for ourselves? We got to take care of ourselves. Come on, Prophet.
And so that I might not put my brethren to shame. And the eldest of them said unto me, Thou art not a slave, for even thy appearance doth make it manifest. But I said that I was their slave. And now when we came into Egypt, they strove concerning me, which of them should buy me and take me. Therefore it seemed good to all that I should remain in Egypt with the merchant of their trade, until they should return bringing merchandise. And the Most High gave me favor in the eyes of the merchant.
So he gave him favor
everywhere he went. and he entrusted unto me his house. And the Most High blessed him by my means, and increased him in gold and silver, and in household servants. And I was with him 3 months and 5 days. Everywhere he went, stuff was doubly blessed. He got blessed. Blessing, doubly blessed and doubly fruitful came out of his womb by Ephraim. Everything he touched, to the over the wall, it was so deep. Do it. Do the Most High's will if you want to. And about that time, the Mephian woman, the wife of Pentaphree, came down in a chariot with great pomp, because she had heard from her eunuchs concerning me. And she told her husband that the merchant had become rich by means of a young Hebrew.
By means of a what?
Of a young Hebrew.
Of a young Hebrew.
And they
so there was, he said Hebrew because he know he a Hebrew, but there was a recognition of people being Hebrews. Remember, Abraham was called the Hebrew. He went into Egypt first. Okay. So there was a certain amount of people that knew about Hebrew, but the Egyptians called us what? Hyksos. Come on.
And they said that he had assuredly been stolen out of the land of Canaan. Now therefore render justice unto him, and take away the youth to thy house. So shall the Most High, shall the God of the Hebrews bless thee. That's her talking. So shall the God of the Hebrews bless thee, for grace from heaven is upon him.
See, look, they know when they stole us from the shores of Africa, that we was going to make their lands rich.
And that's it. That's again, I can't emphasize enough. Thank you, Holy Spirit, because that's what this was. This is the reason this is being done. We tried to do it last week, Elder. We tried to do it last week, and we fell into technical difficulties. The Most High wanted this to be done the beginning of this particular month in America, that we supposedly recognize the Black or the African American history.
Thank you,
and it's for what reason? For the reason to show you your true history, and that you being here, coming from the shores of Africa, they always knew. So when we talk to people and they say, oh, this is a fad, whatever you're saying, they have always known that you and their country would be blessed, their cities would be blessed, their homes would be blessed, because they understood who we were, but we never did.
But we never did. We never did. Even these people in ancient days, right, they knew. You still want them kind of like them people from the land of Canada, them Egyptians, I mean, them Hebrews, you're going to be blessed.
And she clearly said it. So the God of the Hebrews bless thee, for grace from heaven is upon him. And Pentaphree was persuaded by her words, and commanded the merchant to be brought, and said unto him, what is this that I hear concerning thee, that thou stealest persons out of the land of Canaan, and sellest them for slaves? Look at that. That ain't even changed. Wow. Thank you, Father. But the merchant fell at his feet and besought him, saying, I beseech thee, my Lord, I know not what thou sayest. And Pentaphree said unto him, whence then is the Hebrew slave? And he said, the Ishmaelites entrusted him unto me until they should return. But he believed him not. But
he did. That's what he told the truth.
But he believed him not, but commanded him to be stripped and beaten. And when he persisted in this statement, Pentaphree said, let the youth be brought. And when I was brought in, I did obeisance to Pentaphree, for he was third in rank of the officers of Pharaoh. And he took me apart from him and said unto me, art thou a slave or free? And I said, a slave. And he said, whose? And I said, the Ishmaelites. And he said, how didst thou become their slave? And I said, they bought me out of the land of Canaan. And he said unto me, truly thou liest.
Truly thou art.
And straightway he commanded me to be stripped and beaten. Now the Memphian woman, because he was keeping to honor his brothers, not to say they found me a bit. Now the Memphian woman was looking through a window at me while I was being beaten, for her house was near. And she sent unto him, saying, the judgment is unjust, for thou dost punish a free man who has been stolen, as though he were a transgressor. And when I made no change in my statement, though I was beaten, he ordered me to be in prison until he said the owners of the boy should come. And the woman said unto her husband, wherefore dost thou detain the captive and well-born lad in bonds, who ought rather to be set at liberty and be waited upon? For she wished to see me out of a desire of sin. She wished to see me out of a desire of sin, but I was ignorant concerning all these things.
I wasn't focusing on that. You know, he wasn't stupid. He said I was unaware. I was ignorant of that. But she was looking to lust. She had plans. Okay. And
he said to her, it is not the custom of the Egyptians to take that which belongeth to others before proof is given. This, therefore, he said concerning the merchant, but as for the lad, he must be in prison. Now, after 24 days came the Ishmaelites, for they had heard that Jacob, my father, was mourning much concerning me. And they came and said unto me, how is it that thou sayest that thou was a slave?
We know about your father Jacob, brother.
And lo, we have learnt that thou art the son of a mighty man in the land of Canaan.
A mighty what?
A mighty man in the land of Canaan, and thy father still mourneth for thee in sackcloth and ashes.
So look, what I want to do, I want to stop the lie on the Israelites, the Arabs. Stop the lie. Because before the confusion came, before Psalms 83, these Israelites honored us. They knew who we were. Okay? That Islam stuff, that came later on.
For confusion.
Ishmael knew the ways of his father, of Abraham. He knew them.
Yes.
He was raised to 13, right?
Absolutely. And at this time and period, they were still their customs.
Right. It was still their customs.
Don't forget, Ishmaelite is Abraham's son.
Exactly.
The Ishmaelites is the son of Abraham.
The promise was with him.
Right. But
that was still his physical son.
And the customs that the father had, they certainly had in New
So that's why you would find out. That's why a lot of them still cover their head. They don't eat pork. Those customs didn't come out of Israel, Islam. That came out of us.
This is the black history that you really need to know, people.
Come on, Papa.
When I heard this, my bow. Okay, so it says. Okay, we have learnt that thou art the son of a mighty man in the land of Canaan, and thy father still mourneth up for thee in sackcloth and ashes. When I heard this, my bowels were dissolved and my heart melted, and I desired greatly to weep. But I restrained myself that I should not put my brethren to shame.
Yeah, because he ain't know. They found out the truth, man. You sitting up here lying.
And I said unto them, I know not. I am a slave. Therefore they took counsel to sell me, that I should not be found in their hands. For they feared my father, lest he should come and execute upon them a grievous vengeance. For they had heard that he was mighty with the Most High and with men. Then said the merchant unto them, release me from the judgment of Petri. And they came and requested me, saying, say that thou wast bought by us. Say that thou wast bought by us with money, and he will set us free. Now the Memphian woman said to her husband, buy the youth, for I hear, she said, that they are selling him.
She's
still on him.
What's she saying?
Buy the youth, for I hear, said she, that they are selling him.
That's what they said when we got over here too. You should be sold for bond men and bond women. There's been many men say, you know what, I'm buying that sister. Many women, hey, buy that brother. Come on now.
Strapping lad. And straightway she sent a eunuch to the Ishmaelites and asked them to sell me. But since the eunuch would not agree to buy me at their price, he returned, having made trial of them. And he made known to his mistress that they asked a large price for their slave. And she sent another eunuch, saying, even though they demand 2 minas, give them. Do not spare the gold. Only buy the boy and bring him to me. The eunuch therefore went and gave them 80 pieces of gold, and he received me. But to the Egyptian woman he said, I have given 100, And though I knew this, I held my peace, lest the eunuch should be put to shame. It's like, I ain't gonna talk about
took
your
some off the
life.
top.
He took 20.
Yeah.
I don't know why he just didn't give them 2, what they was asking for, and took all of it. Yet ye see, therefore, my children, what great things I endured, that I should not